Welcome everybody back to We're Talking, episode number 19?
Yep.
19 episodes. Doing this a bit now, as always. We got shit to talk about. Got some sports shit. Got some political, maybe some news shit we're going to talk about. We'll see. Let's start off with UFC.
Okay.
That was a big event, happened this weekend.
Yep.
We had the Makachev versus Dustin Poirier. Let's just skip the first two fights. They were cool. Like on the main card.
We didn't really watch them.
Yeah, because
either.
we were out going to like Circle K, getting some drinks, getting ready. But
It took us a while to go outside, anyways.
why was that?
Peanut gallery over here.
Yeah, true.
Boo!
We have a live audience
today,
today.
yeah.
So our fault if the camera shakes a little bit. They're literally right.
They're
behind
laying.
it.
Get a better setup!
Anyways, first fight we watched, actually.
Yep.
Kevin Holland versus Michael, I don't know how to say the last name. You say it every time. Alexei Usyk. Great fight.
Yeah.
It got I think got performance of the night for Kevin.
Yeah. Such a good fight. It was about 30
seconds, yeah. Michael looked good for about 10 seconds when he knocked down Kevin. Kevin wasn't looking too great.
He
And
was
then
like,
went,
oh shit. Oh,
and
arm triangle. But then... It was an arm triangle, Braden.
At first...
Just an armbar.
No, it was an arm triangle. And
Listen
then...
here, Peanut Gallery.
Listen here, mister. I couldn't come to the event. Anyways, then Alexei Usyk tried to roll over to try and get a better position. And then Kevin
it was an
got
armbar. Yeah, and honestly, it was really funny to watch. Because you could see Kevin telling him, just tap. Tap out.
Herb's like, hey bro, do I gotta keep going?
Yeah, and he's like, you're not gonna tap? Okay.
And just popped his arm out.
It was a little gruesome.
Yeah, you and your dad were feeling ill after watching that.
Yeah. I don't like seeing that kind of stuff, but it was cool. I love Kevin Holland, so I was really happy to see him get the dub against a good opponent, like an opponent that a little bit higher up.
Yeah.
Especially after losing the MVP in the way he did, kind of got a little bit embarrassed. I would say, like, just MVP being...
He lost to MVP, yeah.
Right, okay. I forgot. That fight happened, I forgot.
Yeah. It was just a little, like, he kind of got embarrassed. Like, MVP was emoting on him, and it kind of pissed Kevin off. So I think this fight came out strong. Obviously got knocked down early in the fight.
Yeah.
But turned it around quickly, so...
You went, I'm a baller.
Yeah. I'm a... striker? No. Jiu-jitsu.
I'm a grappler now.
I'm actually switching it.
Kevin Holland's such a weird guy. Like, we've said this before. Like, he could fight a lot of the contenders and be like a kind of contender for the belt.
Yeah.
Like, I wouldn't think he'd be like he probably wouldn't beat like most of the top 5 guys or so.
He would have had maybe a title shot by now.
Yeah.
Like, there's obviously, like, he's not a great fighter. I don't think he would have ever won the belt.
No.
But there was a chance that maybe he gets a title shot.
Yeah.
But he just fights whoever.
He just kind of fights whoever. He's like, MVP, Wonder Boy.
Michael, Alexei Usyk.
Yeah,
like, why not? Comes out. I'll take him.
He just fights like the worst matchups for him. He's like, I'm him.
Yeah. He just, honestly, respect though. He's just there to make some money.
Yeah.
Anyways, we got the Sean Strickland Paulo Costa fight.
Fuck. That was such a
such
a bad fight.
Yeah. It wasn't really interesting at all.
Yeah.
Paulo looked pretty horrible.
He just couldn't do anything.
Yeah.
Like, Sean was just straight marching towards him.
What did we say? He's like watching... Sean Strickland's like watching Max Verstappen win a race. Like, it's very boring, but it's just kind of like, okay, it's probably going to happen. He's probably going to win this fight, but why do I got to watch this?
Sean Strickland, he just walks forwards.
Yeah.
And, they have to back up and shit, because if they don't back up, he just starts throwing, like, knee, like, a little, like weird knee or, like, front kick. He's like, back up, bop, 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 bop. They go, oh, fuck.
It's a very unorthodox way to fight, right? Most guys will try and get they'll try and get like set up, and they'll try to like bounce around,
Yeah.
and they'll also use
Sean
like,
just
even if
walks. He just straight like he's like a plank.
yeah.
And he just walks forward like. "Meh, meh,
Even
meh."
even fighters that like to walk forward, they'll step back. Like they'll
Yeah.
they'll kind of like, okay, like I gotta get my ground a bit.
Mhm.
No, he literally will walk through you.
Mhm.
He does not care.
Yeah.
And Paulo gassed out really early.
Yep.
Because he kept having to. Which, by the way, I was expecting a little bit more from Paulo. Like
Mhm.
I was expecting, a kind of more of like a bruise off, like.
Okay. Little dust in the mitts, you know?
Yeah.
Tossing the throwing the hands.
Yeah. So I was really disappointed from Paulo. And I think Paulo was disappointed in himself, but I think he gassed out super early. Like
Yeah.
if you notice, like halfway through the second to the third round, mouth was open. He was drenched in sweat, and
Mhm.
Sean was looking fine. So
Yeah.
I think he was a little nervous to go in a boxing match. Because give credit to Sean, great boxer,
Mhm.
right? Like that's what he can do.
Mhm.
So a lot of guys are scared to get in the pocket. But I think you got to challenge him, right?
Yeah.
You're never gonna win by doing what Paulo just did, and then I think that kind of proves why people need to step up to Sean a bit more.
Right.
Like throw a body kick back,
Mhm.
like hit a little roundhouse body kick,
Mhm.
scare him, hit him in the legs.
Mhm.
Like I'm pretty sure it wasn't Paulo was throwing some decent leg kicks at the start.
Kinda,
And then Sean started checking them, but it did slow Sean down.
Yeah.
It slows down that forward movement and gets the fighter a
He's
little
to
bit.
like actually
Think
react.
about.
Yeah.
Okay, if I step forward, he's gonna kick my leg. My
Mhm.
leg's already hurt like a bitch right now.
Mhm.
Maybe I don't want to do that, but he you can kind of see in like we're on the UFC website, like the battle thing. Like Paulo's legs didn't really take anything.
Mhm.
Except
Sean doesn't really throw leg kicks. He just throws like just kicks straight into your
Yeah.
stomach. He's like, "Meh, meh,
Yeah.
meh."
I gotta say though, I loved like the final America kick at the
Mhm.
end where he tried to like jump front kick
Yeah.
and then he missed and he's like, fuck it, I'm gonna do it again, boom, and then he kind of connected on it.
Yeah.
Cause honestly, like Sean didn't even really look great in this fight. He
No.
kind of just Paulo looked worse. Like
Mhm.
that's how I would say. I think
Yeah.
Paulo looked worse than Sean, but Sean didn't look amazing.
Yeah.
But that also could be at fault for Paulo not stepping up and not giving
Yeah.
us a moment.
Low key, high key, Paulo Costa might just be like the biggest fraud in the UFC.
Yeah, I
Like
mean,
he he literally has done nothing.
yeah, he's like 14-4, and it's like you barely fought.
I think he's has more losses than that.
No,
mean,
four.
his pro
Only
his
four?
pro record's 14-4.
Hmm.
He just
Vittori, Sonya, Strickland, Robert.
Yeah, I was gonna say, and all of those losses came pretty recently. He's like,
He does not have a win over anyone in the UFC.
no. Well, yeah, his last fights were this. He lost. Whitaker lost. Before that, he fought Rockhold, a fucking retiring 38-year-old Luke Rockhold.
Yeah,
Almost lost.
yeah,
Squeaked out a decision on him.
yeah,
Oh, Marvin Vittori lost.
yeah.
And before that,
He missed weight too.
and before that, he fought Adesanya. Lost. He
Yeah.
got humped by him.
Yeah, I think low key. I think I was saying this to you. I think Paulo's he's so big.
He's too big almost.
I think he should fight maybe like go up a weight class, go
Yeah.
to like light heavyweight. Like,
But that's the thing is that like I feel like he's like almost in between. He's like too big for middleweight, but too small for light heavyweight.
Yeah, but you
almost.
might
'Cause he's like
at this point might as well try it. You're
Yeah.
not like he sucks at middleweight right now. He's not, like he doesn't look even the same size as Sean. You know what I mean?
Mhm.
Even though like he was backing up constantly and causing Sean to step forward and stuff.
Yeah.
Sean didn't really look gassed at all,
No.
and Paulo looked horribly gassed.
Yeah.
And again, that's from backing up, but you would think Sean would look a little more tired.
he'd like do something.
Yeah, even at the
But-
first round, like Paulo was drenched. I think maybe just move up the weight class, fight people that maybe move a little bit at your
Slower?
speed. Yeah,
Yeah.
compared to a Sean, an Izzy, a Drickus, those guys who kind of are known for being a little bit faster.
Mhm.
You know what I mean? You're gonna have to talk to a set.
Yeah, Paulo, fraud. He absolutely stinks.
The,
Yeah.
the size thing is interesting though, because Drickus is really big.
Yeah, like Drickus is big, but he's actually like he's quick with it. Paulo's like he's big but like kind of slower. Drickus is like he can go whoop whoop whoop, you know, and also he has like really good cardio. Versus Paulo, he just went out for the first round and then was like, okay, I'm done now. Now I go oh, okay.
I would also say Drickus has more power than Paul. I think
Oh, yeah.
Paulo's power is overrated.
Yeah,
100%.
His power, he had the most power he showed in his career was against Luke Rockhold, who was just the highlight of that entire fight was Luke Rockhold bleeding on Paulo.
Yeah.
Like the highlights of the fight were that and Rockhold going "fuck you," boom. The highlights of the fight weren't even Paulo doing anything. It was Luke Rockhold doing cool shit.
Yeah, I think, like, sorry about the camera. I don't know if that first file is going to save. I don't know why my cards are being really stupid recently. But yeah, I just think, I mean, I could see, I don't know if they can hear Braden, but he was saying, like, Drickus is a little bit bigger.
Mm-hmm.
And yeah, like, he is, but like you said, he can kind of, he's uses
quick,
speed, and
he's got cardio.
he's also shorter, isn't he?
No, he's really tall.
I think he's like
huge.
they're around the same height.
Okay.
Like because Paulo's 6'3".
He also
Yeah.
has a way more reach on Paulo.
Yeah.
Paulo's got like T-Rex arms.
I would even say Paulo's just, like, he's kind of big everywhere.
He's
you know
almost
what I
like
mean?
he's almost too big for his own good. I
Yeah.
think.
It's the muscle. Like
Yeah.
he's got so much muscle. It's
Yeah.
awesome.
That's why, too much muscle for middleweight. I think moving up, it's not going to affect your career. Like, you've lost every fight at
Your
middleweight,
career
basically.
is nothing right now.
Yeah, so
Like,
you might as well try something different. Then, we had the main event.
Yep.
Islam Makhachev versus Dustin Poirier.
Shine bright like a diamond.
That was hilarious. He came out to that.
Yeah.
The version too, not the Rihanna version. It's
Yeah.
fire.
Mm-hmm.
Great fight.
Yeah.
Little boring to start off because Islam
just fucking took him out for like 3.5 minutes in the first
no.
round.
I think it was 4:15. He had ground
it
time.
wasn't that long. It was
I
like,
swear it was 4.
no.
Okay, maybe it wasn't.
It was
but
like 3.5 minutes of the
But
first
still.
round. But still,
3.5.
majority of
yeah.
the first round.
He got him in that body lock and just sat behind him and like, I winning fights now.
He's like, I'm gonna get you. He's gonna get the choke. Doesn't like, no, stop.
Well, it was kind of
Stop.
it was kind of smart by Islam too, because it kind of caused Dustin to gas. Like he didn't gas out
Yeah.
because of it,
He's just
but he
more
was
tired.
gassing because Islam. It almost seemed he would kind of like loosen the grip a bit,
Right.
and kind of like not go for something and let Dustin think he has a chance of getting out.
Right.
So Dustin uses all the energy,
And then
Islam
Islam
goes tight
Psych,
and goes
I
for the
lied.
and then goes for the rear naked.
Your stamina bar is mine.
Yeah, his UFC 5 stamina bar would be nothing.
Even his UFC 4 stamina bar.
Yeah. But after that, I mean, Dustin really picked it up. I think
Yeah.
Dustin could have took round 2. That was the one with when he like no, it was the third round he cut him.
I think it was the second round.
I think it was the third.
Was it 3?
Yeah. But it was second round. I think was more of a toss up between
was
the two.
close.
Like you could have gave it either way.
Yeah.
They both. I think Dustin after that he kind of focused a lot more on defense because he knew Islam was gonna
Just start
coming for him,
yeah.
right? And honestly, like what was the takedowns? Yeah, like Islam,
He had like 19 attempted or something like that.
16 attempted,
16.
but he only got 5. Like that's pretty good.
Yeah.
Fighting off Islam and like again, third round happens.
Yeah.
He gets the big cut on his face.
Yeah.
Dustin was looking great. I think this is when the tide's starting to change, like a turning point in the main fight. And then fourth round happened. I think that one was a bit of a toss up. Like I think we both had it either 2-2 going into the fifth or 3-1 Islam.
Yeah. Dustin had a round.
Yeah.
But it could have been 2 rounds.
Yeah. It was a close fight through, and I think one thing that I don't know if it was the crowd. I think a little bit had an effect on maybe like even the commentators had a little bit of effect on our view of the fight. Like I haven't watched it back, but there were some moments where I was like, okay, there's the crowd went crazy and Joe Rogan went crazy, but I was like, Islam just did something prior and it was dead silent. So I think it could have been a little bit biased.
When that happened, Daniel Cormier would be like,
Oh, he's got a good technique there.
Yeah.
3-piece, no soda.
And then the fifth round happens.
Yeah.
Islam absolutely dominates this round. I think honestly, if the submission didn't happen, I think Islam wins the fight by decision.
He would have won either way.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But like what a outcoming in the fifth round for Islam. Like what a performance in the fifth round.
Okay.
Comes out, he doesn't know if he's winning or not. It's toss up, and he dominates he goes back to what he knows, right?
Yeah.
And dominates the ground. And I actually saw a funny thing. I told you about it. It was like clips of Islam, like highlights of him striking, and it was like, imagine if this guy could wrestle.
Yeah. Well, the thing is, like, Islam, he's not, like, he's solid at boxing. He's not, like, great at it, but he's not great.
He's really good. Volkanovski and Poirier are some of the best strikers
See,
in the
I think
sport,
that he
and
looked...
he was outboxing. He rocked Poirier in the first.
I don't think he was outboxing. I think he looks better than he does because the people are weary of the threat of the takedown.
Well, obviously that plays a factor. That's what but he still has, like, his counterboxing is really good. Like,
yeah, like,
don't sleep on him. He's really good.
He is good, but I'm saying that there's many people who are better. I just think that the threat of his takedown, like,
It causes people to be hesitant.
Because he like does a fake, so they go, oh, and he just boop, boop. Yeah. So it's like, I think it's a combination that makes him better.
Mm-hmm.
Like, if it was just a straight boxing, he'd look way worse, because people are like, okay, well, he's not going to fucking kick me, he's not going to wrestle me. Straight boxing, I think Dustin is better, but it's just the overall threat of Islam that makes him just better at everything.
Yeah.
Like, yeah.
But it's still, he is good. Like,
yeah, he is good, but, like, I do think Dustin's better.
Yeah,
it's just that Dustin can't wrestle, so it's like, oh, I don't need to fucking worry about that.
I think, like, but Dustin showed a great performance overall of, like, takedown defense.
Good defense.
It would suck, like,
he doesn't have offense, he has defense.
Yeah,
really.
and that ankle pick by Islam was ridiculous. Like, that was awesome.
Mm-hmm.
It sucked because I think that was the moment I knew I'm like, he's about to lose.
Well, because Dustin, like, he was about to get up, and then he's got spun, and he's like, whoa.
Yeah.
And then Islam instantly just charges him.
He jumped on top of him, he got the top position, and Dustin really didn't know what to... Like, it kind of looked like he didn't really know what to do in that moment.
Yeah.
And Islam knew exactly what to do. He knew exactly what move he was going to go for at that time.
Yeah.
And honestly, he could have gone for a bunch of moves.
Yeah.
And that's why I think why Dustin kind of he didn't let it happen, but it happened so quickly that he couldn't think about how to defend it.
Yeah.
It was a great fight.
Yeah.
Overall, I think this is... Yeah, I think it was one of the better fights.
Yeah.
So
I saw
far.
Armand Sarukian. He was talking about it afterwards, and he was basically saying how, like, he's like, the Poirier, he looked like he just gave up.
I saw that.
Like, at the end, because he was just like, there's just so many things happening. He said, Dustin looks like he just kind of gave up. He was just like, I lose. And then just let it happen.
I wouldn't say he gave up.
He's I'm gonna just let him choke me out.
Yeah.
Let him get my arms. Let
me have my third loss at a championship belt.
Yeah, whatever.
For sure. No, he didn't give up. I think he tried even
BMF.
Real titles.
I think it kind of sucks because I think Dustin's gonna retire. I think this was it. But it sucks. Like, he performed at such a high level against the best in the division.
It's just that, like, he probably wouldn't beat him in the future.
Yeah, and that's
he's just gonna keep getting older.
Yeah,
and it's like, well,
that's the thing is he knows it's over for him. The story's done. So I think that was his last fight.
Yeah.
Islam looked great. I mean, you can't. His striking looked amazing in this fight. I think this is one of his, like, better striking performances. He didn't get the knockout, obviously, like he did against, like, Volk. But I think Dustin's a great boxer, and to stand with him and, like, use his abilities to kind of create something out of nothing.
Yeah.
I think Islam did a great job of that in this fight. Overall, great fight. Watch UFC.
I was gonna say, I remember I said this last weekend, actually, and it's kind of ironic now that this is the case, because I remember last weekend I said, man, that's crazy. Dustin Poirier, he retired before Conor McGregor. Now it looks like Conor McGregor might not
fight.
Fighting.
Yeah.
I don't even know, because... So basically, what's happened is...
If you don't know.
I'm informing our audience, yes. I'm informing our listener, Dustin Poirier.
Yeah.
So basically, what does Peanut Gallery have to say?
He's the one listener. He retired and didn't mention we're talking in the cage.
But yeah, so Conor McGregor, he's supposed to fight at the end of the month.
Yep.
Fighting Michael Chandler, all that. But early on this month, I think it was on the 3rd. Yeah, it was on the 3rd. He was supposed to have a press conference in Ireland. You know, having a press conference, talking his shit, all that. But it got canceled, and people are like, whoa. So, what's going on?
Yeah.
Like, is everything fine?
Yep.
And now people, like, there's been all these things, apparently, like, you can't pre-order the pay-per-view
Yeah,
anymore. And it's just certain things.
Yep.
So people are like, is Conor McGregor hurt? Is he pulling out? Is he on his fucking party bender still?
Yeah.
Like, where did he go?
Yeah, I like to think of. I mean, we saw this, but I like to think of it like it's a hangover situation,
Mm-hmm.
and Dana's can't. They just can't find him.
Yeah.
Like he's hungover. He's in some random ass country
Mm-hmm.
in a freezer. Like he's just.
He's just
they can't find
he's
him.
just in the Netherlands.
Yeah,
Just like,
he's absolutely chilling. Like he's fine. And they're on the phone, and they're just like, John
Dana.
Anik's like, we can't find him.
John Anik?
Yeah, he's calling Dana. We can't find him. Doesn't he usually
mean-
host the press conferences?
Oh, well, I mean, the thing you told me earlier, you meant John Kavanaugh.
Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah. What was the cast? It was like John Kavanaugh,
and
Justin Bieber, and I forget the last one. But yeah, I like to think of it like that. Like, I think Connor's just on his party shit. Like,
Well, he's been partying.
Yeah, give the man some, like, I think it's kind of weird that they want to do this press conference so early. Like, do it.
Like a whole month early.
Yeah, do it 2 days before, like, every other one. Because.
Or like, at least like a week or two.
Yeah.
Not like 4 weeks ahead of it.
Yeah. Because these guys aren't ready. Connor's been partying. We've seen the clips.
Connor's
Oh, yeah.
not press conference
They gotta
ready.
use the Instagram stories to find his location. They're
Yeah.
trying to track him. They're like, where is this?
He's at the what's his place called? Like the Forge Iron
Black Forge.
Black
Forge Inn.
Forge Inn or something like
yeah,
that. Yeah.
something like that.
He's there with all the girls.
Yeah.
Get him.
Yeah. And there's speculations about, like,
Is he hurt?
is he hurt? Is there? And I saw a thing where, like, they might be trying to find a replacement for the fight.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know. I mean, it's definitely, like, questionable and a little, like, nerve-wracking. Just the fact that it got, like, the press conference got canceled.
Yeah, and also
But who knows?
Michael
Maybe one of them
Chandler-
woke up sick. Like,
Yeah.
like,
also Michael Chandler yesterday, he posted on his Instagram like a post and it says, "If you're looking for me, I'll be out in Tennessee. No way out of the life we choose. Walk on." So he just left his training camp. Like,
Yeah.
he's just home now.
yeah.
Like, why has he just, like, gone home
Yeah.
off of his training camp? I don't know.
Yeah.
It's very
So maybe
odd.
there's something going on, like, family-wise, or
Yeah.
who knows? Like, that's the thing. I think people are a little jumping the gun a little bit on, like,
Mhm.
the fight's canceled. Like,
Yeah.
let's be honest. I don't think Dana White's gonna let this fight be canceled. Like, he's
Yeah.
gonna make them fight.
You're gonna fucking throw
You're
down,
gonna
buddy.
throw down. So we'll see.
But also,
But
there's been the report that today that just came out from Ariel Helwani.
this guy, we love.
That
this
is
guy.
Ariel Helwani,
Yeah.
yes. He's just like this big MMA reporter, right?
Mhm.
He's this big MMA reporter, and he's basically just said, like, apparently, like, the word has come out from insiders or whatever.
How do you spell his name?
Ariel.
Jesus.
Like an Ariel.
Like the mermaid? Oh my fucking
What
god.
the fuck?
I thought it was spelt like that.
No.
That's how I saw it. My God. My
you
bad.
can't spell.
Okay, well,
Wait,
you
that's a
can't.
Q?
What the fuck?
I missed the R. My bad.
We're spelling.
Welcome to We're Spelling, where we
Does he talk about it in here?
just show like a picture of him.
I think it was a post.
Just pull up a
I had to find just a picture. This.
There.
It's this video here.
this guy.
Yeah. It's
This
this
guy.
video. Right?
As I reported on Monday.
I don't want to fucking listen to him though.
Yeah.
Basically, Ariel Helwani, he said the insiders of the UFC. Apparently, the fight's looking good. Like, it's looking positive. It's gonna happen as of right now. But who knows what'll happen in the next 4 weeks or whatever. Not me, not I.
Yeah.
Hopefully Conor McGregor fights, because if he doesn't,
It's my
Be a
birthday
little
present,
upset.
Connor. Connor. It's my birthday. Fight. I swear to God.
I'll be a little cheesed.
Yeah.
If not, I mean, if Conor doesn't fight, it'll just be Michael Chandler versus Volkanovski.
Yeah.
So, whatever. Yeah.
Hey, I wouldn't be mad at a Volk return.
Mm-hmm. Well,
And he would...
he'd get knocked out.
By Michael Chandler, you think?
Yes, definitely
Yeah.
would get knocked out.
Well, we shall
He
see.
got knocked out by Islam. He'll get knocked out by Michael Chandler.
But yeah, there's not. I mean, there's obviously UFC events coming up. We got this card. We got the Manchester card. All
Yes.
exciting.
Yeah.
Any news you want to talk about? Bringing that up.
It's just very confusing what's happening here, especially because, like, they're not talking about the Conor McGregor thing at all. Like,
Yeah.
it's just, they're very hush-hush right now.
Yeah.
But just this morning, they posted a thing about like a hype thing for UFC 304. It's like it says like Manchester, we're coming for you, and it says Edwards versus Muhammad, Aspinall versus Blades, like whatever, and all the comments on the posters like, okay, so what the fuck is happening? Like, what's happening to the thing a month earlier than that? Like,
yeah.
So do you think it's like a tactic they're doing, like removing all the things? Like, do you think that they're scared Conor might fight, or do you think it's more like oh, what's gonna happen? Like the confusion. Do you think they're trying to build hype in the confusion?
I think low key maybe. Like I could definitely see like Dana trying to build like a kind of a storyline of like what's
will
gonna,
they won't
will
they
won't they, and then it's gonna be that they end up fighting.
Yeah.
It is a little weird that they're kind of keeping it hush hush and they're not really talking about it anymore.
Yeah.
But again,
they're almost acting as if they're acting as if the event is not happening in 4 weeks.
Yeah. It again though, that could just totally be a publicity stunt, because like Conor hasn't fought in a couple years.
Yeah.
Like maybe people that aren't like aware of it yet. And having something like this happen is just gonna increase pay-per-view buys.
Like, what's happening?
Yeah,
it's gonna fight.
It's just gonna increase media attention for the event, which it doesn't need. It's Conor.
No.
It's Conor the Notorious. Like he's fine.
Notorious.
But UFC's all about the money, right? So
yeah.
if this is just a stunt, I wouldn't be surprised.
Yeah.
I'm hoping it is.
Yeah.
Let's hope nothing's happening. Then that's the thing. I think people are a little quick to jump the gun on it's an injury, it's a blah 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 blah. It's Conor McGregor. This guy.
I went to the Black Fortune and they said that he was hurt.
Yeah.
So
like
he was dancing too hard with the ladies and blew out his ACL.
Yeah. That's the thing. I think people blow it out of proportion a little bit.
Mm-hmm.
We don't know anything for sure, and I'm sure. If Conor backs out or Chandler backs out, whatever happens, they're going to reschedule it for a later date.
Yeah.
It would suck, obviously, because we've been waiting for so long.
Mm-hmm.
But it's going to happen. Like, the fight will happen, and it'll just get replaced by a big event, because they can't just cancel this one and have, like, the main card will now be Jamal Hill versus Carlos Ulberg or whatever.
Yeah. I don't give a fuck about Carlos Ulberger. Okay.
That's, it's going to be big. So, overall, UFC. Cool.
Hopefully
the Mac is back.
Yeah.
But we shall see.
If not, there is still Ian the Cuck Gary.
Ian the Machado Cuck Gary.
Macaco Gary.
Macaco. Formula One! Racing. Can we get some claps?
I am clapping!
You just see the camera.
Oh shit, yeah.
Yeah, so some Formula One shit.
Yeah.
Canadian Grand Prix is this weekend.
Canadian Grand Prix, Wall of Champions. Woo! We were gonna go, but
then didn't.
Plans fell through. We gotta plan better next time.
Yeah.
With booking a hotel, because we didn't think it was gonna be that expensive.
Yeah.
Why my phone buzzing right now?
It's bushing.
They're talking. Yep. Anyways, F1, Canadian Grand Prix coming up.
Yep.
It's gonna be an exciting race.
Yep.
I think this might be it's my favorite race because the Canadian Grand Prix.
Sure. Yeah.
But I think this might be the most I'm trying to think of the word. Groundbreaking race of the season.
How so?
Because I think, honestly, we saw in Miami, Lando won.
Okay, yeah.
We saw in Monaco, Charles won.
Mm-hmm.
But, Red Bull, is Red Bull going to answer? That's a
Probably.
thing. Obviously, probably. But that's the thing. We don't know.
Mm-hmm.
Red Bull looked slow in Miami. I mean, Monaco's a Grand Prix that's a toss-up most times.
Yeah.
Esteban was on the podium last year. 2 years ago.
Something like that,
Yeah. So, obviously it's a toss-up, but I think it's going to set the stage, I think, for the rest of the season for Formula One.
Yeah.
Because I think, the McLarens have looked really great the last couple races. The Ferraris have looked even faster than before. and Red Bull kind of looks on the decline.
A little
So who knows? Well, I think it's a fast track,
Yeah.
so this is something Red Bull's great at. But who knows,
Mm-hmm.
right? I think this is again one of those races where it's gonna set possibly the stage for the rest of the season. Because this is about halfway.
It's about a quarter, third of the way.
Yeah,
in the
so
season.
this is where we start to see the best cars, the developments start to come out.
right.
And with Red Bull, like, I don't know if you saw, with Checo crashing his car, if another crash happens, like a bad crash where they have to repair a bunch of stuff, Red Bull might not be able to do developments later on in the season.
Isn't it like they can't?
They
Like,
can't,
or,
yeah,
like
because
they've lost a certain amount of money.
Yeah,
or
because
something?
they had lost both their cars in early on in the season,
Mhm.
and it's Red Bull. They obviously probably want to spend the most money they can on the best upgrades.
Right.
So it's gonna cost a lot.
Mhm.
Sorry, my my throat's a little scratchy. Sorry about that. So yeah, I think this is really gonna like show development progress. It's gonna show who maybe is the fastest car right now, because like I
Sure,
said,
yeah.
it's a quick track, and I think it's just gonna be one of those races where you gotta watch it if you're a Formula One fan.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean?
If you're a fan of the race, if you're a fan of the whole, F1,
Yeah.
watch F1.
Well, no. I just mean like if you're gonna miss a race, maybe don't miss this one. I think it's gonna be an important one. I think it's gonna show maybe who deserves to be at the top and who's maybe falling off a bit.
Plus, it's at a pretty solid time. It's at 3 p.m.
Yep. Yeah.
Don't have to go to Gabby's house at fucking
9 a.m.
9 a.m. Yeah.
And then have a red flag happen and sit there for 40 minutes.
Yeah.
And someone still showed up late.
Yeah.
Anyways,
Anywho.
It was for a good cause.
we have some good other Formula One news.
Okay.
It's
It's good news? What is the good news?
I wouldn't say it's good. Well, one is good news. Esteban Ocon no longer a part of Alpine.
Bye-bye.
Bye. Pierre's by himself. No, I'm just kidding.
Not officially.
Not officially.
He's not been
I also
re-signed.
saw a thing he might leave.
He might.
Cause like,
I hope he does.
where does he go though? Like, sorry, we have a picture here. Like,
Could go
maybe
there, but probably not.
I don't see him. Mercedes has got so many options. I think they're gonna go with someone.
He
Maybe
probably
a little
is
bit
going to
younger.
stay at Alpine though.
Cause like RB
Stinks.
probably not. I think Yuki might leave RB.
Yep.
I think he's gonna be.
But that's not for now.
Yeah.
Anyways.
Yeah. Anyways, Esteban's out.
Yes.
A little bit of like, not surprising because he crashed last race.
He's just kind of been like, he's outperformed Pierre in like about half of the races.
Yeah.
But like he's just still mid.
He's mid. Here's the thing. He's mid. Not a good teammate.
Yep.
He's that's the thing. Like you can't. At least Pierre's mid. Like he's been
And he's
mid
good.
this season,
Yep.
but he's good and he's a good teammate.
Mhm.
He's always been one to like look out for his teammate in racing and
Mhm.
make sure not to crash into them. Whereas Esteban doesn't give a fuck, bro. He'll
Yeah.
crash into you.
Well, I mean, like look at their track records. Before Esteban and Pierre were together.
Yeah.
Pierre was with Yuki. They were like best friends. Before that, he was with Max. They weren't great
Yeah.
together, but they were still friendly.
Yeah.
And then before that, he was back at Toro Rosso with, I don't even remember who it was.
Yeah.
Daniel Kvyat, I guess.
Yeah.
And then Esteban, bad.
Yeah.
Bad
He's
with
been-
Pierre. Bad with,
who
who was it before? Alonso.
Checo.
Perez before
Yeah.
that. Yeah.
They've all said they didn't literally like him.
Yeah.
Because he's a
Alonso said the reason he left was mostly because of Ocon.
Yeah, which is if you have to get rid of him to attract other drivers to your team, because if you're a driver, especially a young driver,
Mhm.
and you're getting into the sport, why would you want
don't want a teammate that's gonna butt heads with you?
Yeah, and crash and it's a good decision by Alpine.
Yeah.
Do you think Esteban gets a seat, or do you think
I think so.
you think he becomes like a reserve driver?
I think he will be the second driver at Williams next year,
Yeah.
alongside Albon.
I can
Just
see that.
because he has connections to Mercedes.
Yeah.
Former test driver for them. I mean, Toto Wolff is his manager,
Yeah.
and like Williams is like the B team. So
Yeah.
I think he'll have a seat for them next year.
Yeah. Fair enough.
Personally.
And even with that, there's so many options for seats. next year. Like, Alpine doesn't have a lineup. RB doesn't have a lineup. Haas doesn't have a lineup.
Yeah.
Half
Half the grid is missing.
Yeah. So, it's going to be an interesting couple of weeks, I think, because this is about the time where, like, we're about almost halfway through the season.
Mm-hmm.
It's getting to that time where stuff's going to have to start getting announced.
Right.
It's exciting.
Mhm.
I'm excited to see where people go.
Yeah.
I mean, hey, our teams are locked in. They've been locked in since the start of the season. We're chilling.
Yeah, you have Lewis Hamilton. Anyways. But then also, the other thing of news was Sergio Perez has been extended for 2 more years.
Yeah. What are
Somehow.
What are your thoughts?
I don't understand it. I
Yeah.
don't
Why?
like it. Bad. No.
That's all you gotta say?
Bad.
Bad?
He's not good.
Yeah.
He's just very mid.
Yeah, and he's been
Exactly.
mid. You know what I mean? Like, he's been mid the past couple of... Like, he had a really good season last year, mid. This year, mid.
Well, the thing is that mid for him is like last year he got second overall in the
Yeah.
standings by a huge margin though.
Yeah.
The year before that he was third behind
Yeah.
Charles Leclerc.
Yeah.
And the year before that he was fourth behind both of the Mercedes.
Yeah.
So it's like he's just never close to his teammate at
Yeah,
all.
and that's the thing. You gotta... Especially with the car they have, like...
Yeah.
It was the best car last year,
Mhm.
and it was the best car probably going into this year. So...
Yeah.
You have to perform.
They had like the last 2 years and then maybe this year they're like the best car still.
Yeah.
But like last 2 years they were easily number 1.
Hey, Peanut Gallery, you guys, you know when you move, the camera moves.
Sorry.
I can see you guys. I'm sorry, real quick. They're behind the camera, and I can see you guys like they're like showing each other stuff, and they're like, and as
The
they're
camera's
laughing, the camera's just like. Gabby's now covering her mouth, so she's not laughing. Anyways. I fucking forgot what we were talking about. Formula One.
Checo.
Yeah.
Yuki better.
Well, Yuki's been like, he's been great this season especially.
Mhm.
I think he's outperformed him in a couple races. Like,
Oh, yeah.
outperformed Checo.
Yeah.
Why not? Like, and you have Danny Rick, you have Liam Lawson, and now you might lose those. Like, well, Danny Rick's probably going to retire, I think.
Yeah.
By the end of the season.
Probably.
And I think Yuki goes to a different
So
team.
peace out.
Yeah, I wouldn't be happy. You're like, Yuki's been there for what, 3 years?
4 now.
4 years and possibly more as like reserve driver.
Yeah.
He wants his shot,
Mhm.
and you went.
And he's been outperforming the guy at the top team.
Yeah, and
So it's like, well,
and yeah, Perez obviously a lot of the time beats Yuki, but Yuki's still like P8, P10,
Like,
in a
he's
way worse car.
way worse car.
Way worse car.
Yeah.
Like a ridiculously worse car.
Mhm.
Ridiculous. It's getting ridiculous.
look at my lips. You're ruining it.
You're ruining
it.
For Yuki Tsunoda, you're ruining it!
Anyways,
We'll lose the recipes.
yeah. Honestly, that's all I really have. Like, I don't. Oh well, there is that other shit. Do you want to talk Trump?
Well, let's get to NHL and NBA. Let's continue with the sports.
Okay.
Yeah, sorry, Ben. We gotta talk about sports.
Go.
Okay. NBA playoffs. We'll
Mhm.
start with that. Almost over. We're in the finals now.
Yep.
Start tomorrow.
Yep.
We got Dallas Mavericks and the revenge of Kyrie,
Mm-hmm.
and the Boston Celtics and the revenge of Schmidt-Snaps Schmorzingis.
Tingus Pingus.
Tingus Pingus. Great matchup. I don't know. It's a toss-up for
Mhm.
me. I think it's... Do you have to get up?
No.
Okay.
No.
Just fix my match.
Sorry about that. It's a. I think I hit the mic. It did a little boom. It's a great matchup. I think. I don't know. Who you taking? Like, if you had to place $100 on a team, and how many games?
If I was a betting man, I would bet on the Dallas Mavericks.
Yeah.
In 6.
Yeah, I think that's fair. I think most people are saying 6 to 7. I don't think it's going to be a sweep for either team.
No.
Both teams look great and have looked great.
Mhm.
I'm a little worried about the Celtics coming into this. They've had quite an easy playoff run.
Yeah.
With going against the Heat without Jimmy, going against... I always forget who they played in the second round.
Cavs.
Yeah, going against the Cavs without
Donovan,
without Karis LeVert was out for a bit. Jared Allen was out. And then you face a Pacers team who got there by the skin of their teeth, facing again teams that were hurt, facing the Bucks and the Knicks, right?
What a weird saying, by the way.
Skin of your teeth.
Little weird. The skin of your teeth. What does that mean, Braden?
I think the point is your teeth don't have skin, kind of deal. Like it's like so
It's like it's that close.
Yeah.
Doesn't make sense.
Yeah. And I'm a little, like I said, I'm worried about the Celtics because even in the Pacers series, they should have swept the Pacers, and they did. But every game was kind of close.
Right.
And every game going into the fourth quarter, the Pacers were either up or they were about to be up, and they ended up getting up, and then they just kind of blew it in the final 5 minutes of the game. Whereas the Mavericks, they've gone through way harder teams. They've had a treacherous run
Clippers
to get this.
And then the Wolves.
Clippers, Thunder, right? No.
Thunder. Oh,
It
Wolves.
was I can't remember. Hold on here. Dallas Mavericks.
was it Nuggets? No, the Nuggets. No. Just look at their games. Just gotta click on the logo. So basically,
it was, yeah. Sorry, keep going.
No. Who did they play?
Clippers. Yeah, it was the Thunder. Okay, yeah,
Oh.
it was the Thunder.
Okay.
I was right. Yeah. So they had to go through a hard Clippers team, a young but tenacious Thunder team, and a Minnesota team again young, but they were hungry. They wanted it. Great roster.
Yep.
And they took them all down. So I think, again, it could be like a flip of the side of a coin.
Yeah.
Like one way you can look at it, like the Mavericks have had a hard run, so they're coming in. They know how to play in the playoffs.
Right.
Celtics have an easy run, so they're not ready for it. Or you can look at it as the fact that the Celtics are a lot more rested. They haven't really. Kristaps is coming off his injury, so he hasn't played any games. So maybe he comes out fresh and hot, and the team as a whole might come out fresh, and the Mavericks might look a little beaten up, maybe a little wary from the other teams. But
okay, yeah. But also they haven't had any opponents that were
that's what I mean.
at that level.
That's what I mean. Like the competition level from the east to the west is astronomically different. So I think indubitably, yeah. I think you could look at it from both sides that the Mavericks are coming in, they might be a little bit beaten up, but they have the playoff possible experience to beat a team like the Celtics. Whereas the Celtics, they're coming in fresh and healthy.
They're chilling.
But they also might be too chill.
Yeah.
Might be a little bit too lax, a little too slow coming out of the gates where Luka and Kyrie have been on fire.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So it's a toss-up series for me. I think, honestly, I'm going to say Mavericks in 7. I think it goes the distance to 7 games. I think Luka hits a game winner.
Yeah.
Why not?
Sure.
Why not?
A game winner in Game 7?
Yeah.
Bad.
No. Kyrie hits the game winner.
Again?
In TD Garden in Game 7. And then rubs his sneakers on the logo as he walks off the championship, bro. Yeah. Watch the playoffs. I think, do you think Kristaps is going to be kind of like a difference maker in this series, or you think he's kind of...
He could be. I don't really know how much he's going to be playing even, just because he might be hurt.
Yeah.
Still a little bit. I don't know.
Yeah.
He'll be good.
Yeah.
There's not really... I mean, I don't know how good, though.
He could be a difference maker, but, again, like you said, he's been injured.
Yeah.
So I don't know if he's going to be like an X factor, per se, but he could be like a star in the series.
Right.
But I don't think he's going to bring that X factor, ofness of him, you know what I mean?
Sure.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That makes sense?
Yeah.
A little bit.
His X factor ofness.
Yeah. Pretty much. Alright. You know what? We're going to talk about the NHL playoffs. Fuck that. I don't know what to say. Go Edmonton. Go Canada.
Edmonton. Edmonton Oilers.
Woo! Go get it! Go Canada!
Edmonton Oilers are in the Stanley Cup Finals. First time a Canadian team made it since 3 years ago.
Woo!
Huh?
They played against Vancouver, right?
Yeah, they did play against Vancouver, and then they played against the Dallas Stars in the conference finals. Now they're playing against the Florida Panthers.
For the cup.
Fuck the Florida Panthers.
Fuck the Florida Panthers. Anything you want to bring up before? I mean, it's getting. We've been talking for a while. We got to get going soon.
45 min. I mean, there is some other things, but we can talk about that on a later day.
Yeah, later day.
That's not for today.
Great episode. I think we got in depth on a lot of things. I think we had a good
Yeah.
overall episode.
Yeah.
I made it better.
Okay.
All right, Brayden.
Let us know if you want the peanut gallery
Peanut
back.
gallery
Yeah,
back.
'cause
Jesus.
We'll see it.
Anyways, thank you, everyone.
Thanks for watching.
Especially our Louisiana, Steven Adams.
Yep. Steven
Uh,
Adams.
My favorite Chicago person, Northwest.
Yep.
I guess Brayden, and and the fam.
Yeah. Carrie, Sean.
Thanks, guys. Anyways, peace out. Peace out, everybody. We have been.
We're talking.